Coming up, Lowndes County schools have to borrow $2.2 million to meet their payroll.
And former First Lady Rosalind Carter is scheduled to visit Valdosta tonight.
We'll have these stories and more. Your News Valdosta starts now. Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Robin Carter.
And I'm Camille Pollitt. Lowndes County deputies have filed charges against a man who used a rifle in an argument. It happened during a domestic dispute on Saturday, but deputies just released the information. News Valdosta reporter Allison Thorpe has these details.
A Valdosta woman faces assault charges after firing a rifle at a 27-year-old man last Saturday morning at 2:15 a.m. The Lowndes County Sheriff's Department responded to the call that was made from a residence in the 4700 block of Michelle Street. Reports of gunshots were made, but thankfully nobody was injured. The 28-year-old Amber Hanlon Good is charged with aggravated assault and possession of a firearm during a crime. For your News Valdosta, I'm Allison Thorpe.
Last month, Lowndes County school officials admitted to overspending their budget by $2 million and will have to borrow $2.2 million to meet their payroll. The officials say they plan to pay the loan off before the end of the year. They say checks and balances have been put in place in order to monitor the school system's overspending problem. Lowndes County Schools Director of Finance, Bill Casson, has said the school system will have a clearer picture of what measures should be taken in January of next year.
Former First Lady of the United States, Rosalind Carter, is scheduled to pay a visit to Valdosta this evening. From 6 to 7 p.m., Ms. Carter will be downtown at the historical Lowndes County Courthouse. The visit to Valdosta will be the first since her visit in 2003. According to the Lowndes County Democratic Party, First Lady Carter will be in town supporting her grandson, Jason, during his campaign for governor.
With the holidays around the corner, the Valdosta Police Department and the Valdosta Fire Department have already started planning and collecting donations for their annual Shop with a Cop and Shop with a Firefighter programs. The purpose of these programs is to brighten the holiday season for Valdosta children and their families by providing selected youth with some holiday shopping money. Participants in this year's programs will use donated funds to take kids to the Super Walmart at the Inner Perimeter Road for Christmas presents. To donate, contact VPD Officer Vernotis Williams or VFD Sergeant Chris Staples.
Do you travel to Remerton to party? If you do, you should hear this advice from local officials. Here's my story. Baytree Place is home to many restaurants and bars filled with college students. Police investigator Derek Sinclair hopes to share information that will help these students stay out of trouble and avoid costly consequences. Remerton police handle 4 to 5 DUI cases a week. In 2013, they made more than 200 DUI arrests. Fake identification cards have also become a problem for the department. Regardless of whether the ID is fake or borrowed, the fine for using a fraudulent ID to get into a Remerton bar is steep. Those who cannot pay the fine work for the city at minimum wage until they pay off what they owe.
Probably not so much fake IDs as folks will have their friends' IDs who are 21 and older to get into the bar to buy alcohol. And if you're caught, it's a $1,000 fine, and the bars are calling us even if they catch you with a fake ID.
Remerton police issue 2 to 3 open container violations a night upon observing an individual taking an alcoholic beverage from a bar onto the public sidewalk.
Probably the number one issue that we face in the city of Remerton on Saturday nights is probably open containers on Baytree Place. You're not allowed to leave the businesses or with an open container, pitcher or otherwise.
I notice the cops across from the bars all the time, and I do understand that they're just there to do their job, and unfortunately sometimes that costs kids a lot of money. So if you are going to go to the bars, just use your head and be safe and have a ride home or a DD present.
So there you have it for tips and advice from police investigator Derek Sinclair and local residents of Remerton. We encourage everyone to have a great time, but we also encourage everyone to stay safe while doing so. Please take into consideration these advice and tips. For News Valdosta, I'm Camille Pollitt.
When we come back, we'll tell you how you can cast your votes early.
Don't go away.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
The Lowndes County Board of Elections is having early voting staff training this Friday to prepare for early voting starting next week. Early voting will start on Monday and continue all the way through October 31st. The early voting staff will be working all day tomorrow to prepare for this election, since it will be a continuous process the whole month of October. The elections will start next Monday and polls will be open from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. If you have any questions about advanced voting, contact the Lowndes County Board's office.
Tomorrow marks a very special day, the birthday of Kendrick Johnson. This weekend will be a remembrance and celebration of the life of Kendrick Johnson. Reporter Matt Tenga has more on this story.
Friday would have marked the 19th birthday for Kendrick Johnson. This weekend will be a celebration of love in remembrance of the life of Kendrick Johnson. Tomorrow at 6 p.m., a prayer vigil service will be held at the Word of Oasis Church located on Inner Perimeter Road. Special guest Season 3 Sunday Best Winner and Grammy Award winner gospel artist Leandria Johnson will be in attendance. And on Saturday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m., it will be a celebration at Saunders Park. So come out and celebrate the birthday of Kendrick Johnson. This is a family-friendly event, and the Johnson family would like for you to bring your entire family and lawn chairs to this event. There will be free food, fun, live entertainment, and much more. So come on out and help the Johnson family as they live, love, and remember the legacy of their son, Kendrick Johnson. And for News Valdosta, I'm Matt Tenga.
Have you ever wanted to serve on a board or advisory committee for the City of Valdosta? The city is looking for qualified citizens to serve on various authorities, boards, and commissions such as Keep Lowndes Valdosta Beautiful and the Valdosta Housing Authority. Membership requirements must be reviewed and the Code of Ethics booklet must be signed along with a completed form of the general board application. Available positions can be viewed on the Valdosta City website. All required documents are due to the city clerk by October 25th at 5 p.m.
The survival of the Nichols house now lies in the hands of the City Council. Deeming the home historic or not could be the determining factor for the survival of other homes located on the block. News reporter Lanika Alexander has more.
The Historic Preservation Commission is responsible for ensuring any new development or redevelopment within the local historic district is consistent with the locally adopted design guidelines. Monday night, however, the HPC took a few steps outside of the historic district to determine if this property, once home to the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity, had any historic value. At the Historic Preservation Commission's monthly meeting this past Monday evening, Special Projects Historic Preservation Planner Emily Foster presented a property located on the corner of Azalea and Bay Tree known as the Nichols House.
The Historic Preservation Commission regulates the properties in our local historic district. They protect those properties from unwanted changes or changes to them that could be detrimental to the history and culture of our city. They also, as they did at tonight's meeting, they also can recommend properties for historic designation. So new properties or properties that aren't in the historic district currently, they can recommend to City Council for designation.
Representatives from the Alden Park Neighborhood Association spoke of the historical significance of the Nickel House during the Monday's meeting. James Tunson, a Southern Circuit judge and an officer with the Georgia Sigma Housing Corporation, the organization that now owns the Nichols House, at this time, spoke in opposition of the recommendation.
I think probably the style, the uniqueness of the house and the style. It's very rare in this community, and I believe that most people never thought about a house that modern being of historic value.
By a 5-1 vote, the Historic Preservation Commission will recommend to the Valdosta City Council that the Nichols House be granted historical protection. The decision to determine whether or not this property, the Nichols House, is indeed a historic property now lies in the hands of the City Council. Their meeting will take place on October 23rd, and if you have any further questions on this home or the Historic Preservation Commission as a whole, contact the Planning and Zoning Division or email Emily Foster at efoster@valdostacity.com. For News Valdosta, I'm Anika Alexander.
The South Georgia Medical Center is hosting a free, non-medical program in partnership with the American Cancer Society, Look Good, Feel Better. The program teaches beauty techniques to women who are going through active cancer treatments to help combat the side effects of treatment related to appearance. The class is held on Mondays at 4 p.m. and will last through January of 2016. Registration is required. Call South Georgia Medical Center for more details.
When we come back, we'll take a look at our local weather with Brittany Williams.
So stay with us.
Thank you for calling your GED Pep Talk Center. All right, now, are you ready for your GED Pep Talk?
Being nervous is okay. It just shows that you're serious about getting your diploma.
All right, listen, we all need a little nudge sometimes. I don't function without coffee in the morning, but it is going to take more than a double mochaccino to help you here.
A lot of things are scary. Heck, I'm scared of clowns.
No quiero oír. Danny, no lo puedo hacer. Quiero oír. Danny, lo voy a hacer.
DMC, liking your pep talk style.
Just keeping it real, Debs. Just keeping it real.
Louder! Louder! I'm gonna get my GED! Come on! Get your GED! Hey. Keep it down, brother. Thanks.
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Now let's take a look at the weather with Brittany Williams. Brittany, what are we in store for?
Well, guys, it seems like the summer weather wasn't quite ready to leave. Today's forecast includes highs of 90 degrees, and the humidity level will be pretty high today at 57%. Tonight's temperatures are expected to shift to a low of 65 degrees with clear skies and the humidity raising to 89%. Tomorrow we can look forward to highs of 89 degrees with partly cloudy skies, but fortunately with these cloudy skies there's only a 10% chance of rain. Today's partly cloudy weather has our UV index set at a high of 8 on the 12-point scale. If you plan to be outside for long, make sure you wear protective clothing and apply an SPF of at least 30 or higher. Today's pollen count is in the low-medium range at a 4.4 on the 12-point scale. So for those suffering of allergies today, should have a sniffle-free day. That's all I have for today's newscast. Back to you all at the desk.
Thanks, Brittany. When we come back, we'll have your sports report by Tevin Williams. Don't go away.
Body language. Without saying a word, it can tell you so much.
like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
I got my MBA online at VSU. As a working mom who travels on business, I needed an MBA program that fit my schedule and allowed me to balance both my work and home life. VSU's Web MBA was perfect. I was able to spend time with my family in the evenings and then complete my assignments. My MBA is one of my greatest accomplishments. It was hard work, but I would do it again in a heartbeat. Don't wait. Start your MBA today.
Welcome back.
Now let's check in with Tevin Williams for our local sports. Tevin?
Thank you, ladies. The Lowndes County High School football team will face Valdosta High School's foe from last week, Camden County. Both teams are 5-1 for the season thus far, so this game will decide who truly is the big dog out of the game. With the Wintersfield Classic coming up on October 31st, this game will determine if Lowndes is even able to keep up with Valdosta High School's beaten foes. The game will be hosted at the Great Concrete Palace at 10 at night tomorrow evening. Also on Friday, the Valdosta High School Wildcats are facing the Tift County Blue Devils at Tift County. The Valdosta Wildcats are undefeated this season with a 6-0 record and hoping to win this game against Tift County. The Blue Devils have lost only one game against Lee County, giving them a record of 5-1. With Tift having a home field advantage over Valdosta, the game will be an all-out battle royale tomorrow night. Now it's time to bring the spotlight to the VSU football team for the home game against the West Georgia Wolves. The Blazers are 2-2 this season, but are hoping to beat the Wolves this Saturday at 2 in the afternoon. The day game has a lot of hype around it since this is the next to last home game of the season. The West Georgia Wolves are undefeated this season, beating all their foes with major points on the board. But there is no need to worry. The Blazers will not only show up, but show out at the game this Saturday. This Sunday, the VSU women's soccer team will host the Spring Hill College for a conference game match. After last Sunday's tied match against Mississippi College, the Lady Blazers soccer team is looking for a win this Sunday against the team. The Lady Blazers are 4-4 this season, and hopefully this Saturday the Blazers will defeat Spring Hill for the win. The match is being held at the Athletic Fieldhouse at 4 p.m. this Sunday. And finally, the Valdosta State University men's and women's cross-country team will be traveling to Tallahassee, Florida this weekend for a cross-country invitational. The men's and women's cross-country team have had a great season so far and hoping to continue that this weekend. The invitational is hosted by Florida State University and is both at the collegiate and high school level. We wish the VSU cross-country team safe travels this weekend and a big win for the Blazer Nation. I hope that everyone has a great weekend and as they support the high school and college level sports. That's all I have for you today in sports. Now back to you ladies at the news desk.
Thanks, Tevin. When we come back, we'll tell you about a new high school theater production.
So don't go away.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Tickets are selling out quickly for the Lowndes High School adaptation of Tom Sawyer. Lowndes County High School Off-Broadway presents The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. The Saturday show is sold out, however, tickets for the Sunday show are still available. This will take place in the Lowndes High School Auditorium at 3. Tickets are $8.
After their Rivers Alive event this past weekend, Keep Lowndes Valdosta Beautiful has reached a milestone of accumulating over 2,000 volunteers for their event. KLVB extends their appreciation to everyone who has participated in the Rivers Alive event for the past 14 years. KLVB is now looking for more eager volunteers for their upcoming October 25th event called Make a Difference Day. This event is the largest national day of helping others with multiple cleanup projects of specific sites in the city of Valdosta and Lowndes County.
The South Georgia Regional Library is having a Friends of the Library backdoor book sale. This event will be held on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Books will include fiction, nonfiction, children's books, classics, hobbies, Christian, and more. Organizers say donations of books and magazines are greatly appreciated.
Turner Center for the Arts is inviting the entire city of Valdosta to join in their pumpkin decorating contest. Entries will be displayed in the center's sculpture garden starting Thursday, October 30th through Halloween. Both children and adult entries will be allowed and will be judged in different categories, including Pick of the Patch and Pumpkin Bumpkin. For entry guidelines, visit the Turner Arts website. That's it for our program today. Thanks for watching News Valdosta. I'm Camille Pollitt.
And I'm Robin Carter. Join us again on Monday.